Hey, uh, Avishkar, am I audible to you? I was just dropping messages in the group, so really sorry I didn't see your message. Thank you so much for joining. Hey guys, just let me know am I audible or not. Okay, am I audible? And is the screen visible? Right. Hey guys, just give me a second. Let me just drop an update to all the community people so that they can join. Great. How are you all doing? How was your Monday? So it's Monday, so I know you guys will have a lot of work. So how was your Monday? What did you guys do? Anything interesting that you guys did? There's one more announcement left. A lot of announcement, like I have to drop in multiple platforms, like to get all those people here. So just give me a second. There we go. Almost done. Yep, done. Now I'm just gonna throw my mobile aside so that we don't touch that again. All right. Hey guys. Hey. Oh, it's great. We'll just wait for like 2 minutes. Okay. We'll just get started at like 7 p.m. Okay. It's just 2 minutes. So yeah. Can you send the group's link? Sure, definitely. Just give me a second. Here you go. I'm gonna drop the whole Discord and WhatsApp link. You can join both. Okay. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Right, just 1 minute left. Okay, so like we'll just get started in this 1 minute. Okay, exact 7 p.m. Okay, we'll just wait until people join so that they will catch up with us. Okay. All right. Is there any, meanwhile we wait? Is there anything that you guys want to talk about? Any questions that you have? Anything? And feel free to drop in the chat. Are we going to get certificate for completion? Of course, yes, we will. I'll actually address that. Like I have to address, basically give you some more details on that. I'll do that. Okay, so we'll just get started, and along with the whole class, I'll address like what is the process in order to get the certificate out of this workshop. Okay. All right, great. It's 7 p.m. now. Let's just get started. Okay, so the first thing is welcome, guys. Like, thank you so much for joining. I know it's Monday evening though, and like I know you guys will have. I mean, some of you are already tired of. Okay, there is one guy saying as usual suffering. I know. I feel you, bro. I feel you. So yeah, so thank you so much for joining, guys. So we'll just look into a lot of things today. This whole workshop is focused on React and Tailwind, because Tailwind is something that's being used everywhere. Okay, literally from small scale project to a major large scale project, Tailwind CS is being used, and it's a very good tool to have it in your portfolio or your resume. Okay, it's a really good thing that will actually help you to stand out when you're applying for a job, or when you're basically applying for anything. It will help you to stand out. Okay, either jobs or negotiating salaries, it might be anything. It will help you to stand out. Okay, and also apart from that, it also helps you to build this application. Okay, if you're building application, it helps you to it basically eliminates the burden of managing CSS. Okay, it's touch me here when I say managing CSS. It's a very big burden for a developer. Okay, especially in large scale projects. So Tailwind CSS eliminates that. So in this whole workshop, we'll actually look into what is React, what is Tailwind. Okay, and before that, we'll also, since there are many beginners here, I want to address those people as well. So we'll just start from the basics. Okay, today and tomorrow would be a little bit of basics, and from the third day we'll start with React, and then we'll go along with building our developer portfolio. Okay, we'll build the portfolio, and then we'll also deploy it so that you can share the link with your friends as well. Okay. So a quick introduction on what we'll be doing. So this is the whole workshop, a 6 days workshop on React and Tailwind. Okay, so if I scroll down, you can see the syllabus here. Let me just zoom in a bit. Okay, a syllabus. So today we'll be learning about fundamentals of web development. You learn a bit of basics on web development. Okay, and you learn about JavaScript. We learn about React. Then we'll start building portfolio, and then we'll deploy it. Okay. And there are a couple of questions in the chat here, like what is React, what's Tailwind, what's Bootstrap, is it better than Bootstrap? I'll address them. Okay, let me just finish the first part of the introduction, then I'll go, focus on the chat, and then we'll come back to the lessons. Okay, so this is the whole syllabus that we'll be building. Okay, that will be following, sorry, for the whole 6 days. And like you can check it out with our in the website. Okay, Duolearn, you can just go to duolearn.tech/events, you'll find the whole thing. Okay. And coming to the certification part, so that's one of the questions that few of you asked, right? What about certificate? Will we get certificate? Yes, you will. Okay, you will get a certificate of completion, but there is a catch. Okay, in order to get the certificate, you have to make sure that you attend all the classes for the whole 6 days. You will get an attendance link as well. Okay, you have to attend it. And next thing is, guys, we also have a giveaway. Okay, so we have this t-shirt. Okay, you can see Dualearn t-shirt here. I don't know if you can see this. Okay, I have this Dualearn t-shirt here, and then we also have a couple of notebooks and a couple of swags as well. So we are giving away for you guys. Okay, so make sure to attend all 6 days, and then like we'll go through the attendance list, and then we'll pick some of the random people, and then we'll reach out to you for these swags. Okay. And also, it's not like we pick random people just like, randomly. We also consider your submission as well. We'll also ask you to submit your project as well that you build here. You have to build and deploy the portfolio. Okay, based on that, we'll judge you, and then we'll send out the all these wax. Okay, the t-shirt, the stickers, and the notebooks and all those things. Okay, attendance I'll give it at the end of the class. Okay, create a QR code and I'll show you on the screen. You guys can scan it. Okay, great. And with that said, let me just start it. Okay, so let me just give you my, okay, before that, let me just address the chat. There are a couple of things here. Are we going to certificate? Yes, I addressed the certificate part. What's Tailwind? Relax, bro, you'll learn about Tailwind pretty soon. Okay, you guys are so excited, just get like directly jump into the whole ocean instead of learning the basics. But we'll get into Tailwind. Relax. What's actually React? Again, we'll get into that. What is it better than Bootstrap? It is like 100%, like a lot is I don't know how to express that, but it's beyond better than Bootstrap. Okay, how can I mark? Again, attendance I'll give at the end of the class. Okay, and looking forward to this. Of course, I'm really glad. I'm also looking forward to for this whole 6-day journey with you guys. And what is Dualearn? Amazing question. That's what I was actually getting into. What exactly is Dualearn? Let me show you what it is. So this is the usual thing, right? Let's say this is myself, Pawan here. Okay, and I'm watching some course here. Okay, some course, and then I get a certificate. That's all it is, right? That's all it is. Like, you watch some course, get certificate, and of course you'll get some doubt support, all these things. But the major flaw in the whole system is you do it alone, right? When you do it alone, the motivation and all these things are kind of less. For example, consider gym. Okay, so some of you go to gym, right? If you go alone, there is a high chances that you might skip some of the days, right? But what if you have a partner? Okay, what if you have a partner with you? Okay, then you guys work out pretty well, right? If it's gym or going to a run or going somewhere out, going to a movie, going somewhere, you guys work out pretty well, right? The plans, whatever you make, the chances of getting cancelled or getting skipped is very low. The motivation level is high. That's what we did. What we did is we completely eliminated this system of doing everything alone and then focused on doing in collaborative way. Okay, so you do the course together. Okay, and then you'll have your own Jira board, like a project management board, where you can schedule things. Okay, you can say, hey bro, you do this, I'm going to do this, you code this feature, I'm going to review your feature. Okay, we'll code along, something like that. Okay, in that way you learn collaboration and communication, which is really, really important, guys. Trust me. Like the recession is going on, right? Many people are being laid off, right? And collaboration and communication is really important in this part, because you need to know how to communicate internally with your team and then get your get your demand high. Okay, you have to make sure that people should not be able to fire you. Okay, that's one of the thing. Okay, it's not about being scared of recession. Become recession proof. Become a rockstar developer where people are scared to kick you out. They'll return you no matter what. That's what you should do. Okay, that's what you should be. Okay, that's what we're trying to help you out here. Okay, Duolearn is not just like help. Duolearn doesn't help you to get started. Okay, you don't need someone to help you get started. Duolearn actually helps you to get succeeded in tech. Okay, that's what we do. Okay, that's what I'm focusing on, because I have many people in my team, okay, internally working like interns and junior developers, and I see them struggle for a lot of part. Example, GitHub. Many people doesn't know GitHub, and they're in the company already. And I ask them like, why don't you know this? Because this will slow down the team. Okay, these are very, very important. Okay, that's the reason what we, Dave and I, myself and my co-founder taught was that let's just focus on getting succeeded rather than just getting started. Okay, we'll help people how to become elite rockstar developers instead of just developers. Okay, it's not like you need to know everything. You need to know something, and then you have to become master in it, and then you have to become in such a way that like a bulletproof kind of thing. Okay, you should be able to communicate well, you should be able to listen well. That's very important. Okay, you should be able to listen well. Okay, then you have to be able to apply things that you learn properly. Okay, that's what we're trying to teach in Duolearn. That's the whole gist of Duolearn. Duolearn stands for Duo is for two, learn is for learn, obviously. So Duolearn is nothing but a collaborative platform where we help you to get succeed in tech rather than just getting started. Okay, this is very important, guys. I'm damn sure that I will keep up to it. You'll keep in sync with us with all our updates. You'll actually see how we're actually helping people to get succeeded rather than just getting started. Okay. With that said, there are a lot of chat going on in here. We are going to learn React from basics. Yes, we are going to learn React from basics. If you learn React, you don't need to know Bootstrap for React. When will we create Next app or create React app? I'll focus on create React app because many people doesn't know Next, and then many people actually here are very beginners. Some people are very beginners, and before jumping into Next.js, they need to understand the foundation of React. So that's the reason I'll be using create React app today. Okay, can we mark attendance with a registered mail, or we have to mark attendance with another mail also? I would prefer registered mail. It will help us to properly track your progress. Okay, I can see. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. Let's start making. Sir, you're not audible properly. Guys, can you guys hear me properly? Please let me know. Am I audible to you properly? Yeah, we are going to learn React from the scratch, from basics. Don't worry. Okay, guys. Seems like I'm audible. Rajeshri, I think maybe you can just refresh the whole YouTube page. It should be fine. Okay, great. Let's just get started, guys. So today, let's just go to the syllabus once. So according to the syllabus, we'll be learning the fundamentals. I'll tell you why I'm actually starting from the fundamentals instead of just directly jumping into React, because there are some of the basics things that needs to be cleared before jumping into React. Okay, or else when we directly go to React, few things will be uncertain, because some of you guys already know things. Okay, some of you guys already know things, so you'll be like, okay, this makes sense. But some people they won't grasp it because they might be beginners, and as I told you, I want to address all of you guys. So that's the reason today will be basics, and tomorrow will be JavaScript basics, and day after tomorrow we'll start with the amazing React. Okay, so I'll be using online code editor for today and tomorrow, and once we start the project, we'll set up VS Code. Okay, so you guys can Google Code Sandbox. Okay, just Google Code Sandbox. Okay, Google Code Sandbox, and you'll get the dashboard like this. You might have to sign in. Okay, and then you'll get a dashboard like this. I don't know JS. Can I learn without? Don't worry. If you don't know JavaScript, it's fine. That's what the tomorrow's session is. JavaScript. Okay, don't worry about it. How much of React will be learning? We'll be learning from scratch. Okay, beginning to the intermediate level. Okay. Alright, guys. So once you sign into Code Sandbox, this is the UI you get. Don't worry about these cards. I think you might get some starter cards, but don't worry about this. We'll create a new one. Okay. Where do I create one? Okay, the button is here. Okay, so if you look at right side top, okay, look at right side top, you can find a create button. Okay, click on that. Then you'll get a pop-up like this. Again, right side top. Okay, just search for HTML. Search for HTML, and you can find this one here, GitHub, HTML GitHub. Just click on that and wait for a few seconds. Wait for a few seconds, this will be done. All right, great. So now we can see we have our own this one setup here, the whole code base setup here, and we also have some code. I'm going to explain what are these code to you, and especially the head, these stack, these meta guys, attendance, don't worry guys. Okay, I'll give that to you at the end. Okay, don't worry about it, just chill. Okay, so these meta tags, right, these are really important. Okay, please have don't I really want your undivided attention here, because these things are really important. As a web developer, you need to know this. Okay, so when we actually touch this part, so make sure that you are listening to this properly. Okay, again, what is the biggest trait of a developer, a rockstar developer? It's not about coding, it's about listening. Okay, so make sure you guys are listening properly. Okay, yes, I will provide certificate, don't worry about it. Okay, we'll provide certificate, but make sure that you guys attend all the days, all 6 days. Okay, and then fill up the attendance form. Okay, great. All right guys, so we'll just get started now. So you can see at my right hand side you have this output, right? And here let me just zoom in a little bit so that you guys can see this. Okay, I think it should be visible properly now. Okay, so at my right hand side you have the output, and the left hand side you have the code. Okay, so great. So now what we'll be doing is let's look at the code one by one. Okay, let me just remove all this. Let me first look at the first line. What is this first line? Doc type HTML. Okay, straightforward. What it's saying is this is a document type of HTML. Okay, it's a type of HTML document. But why do we need this? Okay, why do we need this? The thing is, we need this because some of the browser will have its own support for HTML. For example, whenever there is a new tag in HTML, right, that might be released, but it is in beta right now. So for example, Chrome browser might have support for that. Okay, let's say you want to try the new tag before everyone else, because it's still in experiment phase, but you want to try it. Okay, but not all the browsers support that, right? But let's say Chrome support that. So when you have this doc type HTML, Chrome will load up that support as well, so that you can try the new tags. Okay, that's the reason we use doc type HTML, so that the browser can load up all the support it has for this HTML document. Okay, and it's optional. You don't have to declare this, it's optional, but it's very good practice to declare it. Okay, and let's have the next tag, that is HTML. What is HTML? HTML is like what do you say, the entry tag. Okay, that you're defining the whole thing, that it's like saying to the browser that, hey, I'm actually starting my HTML, like my document. Okay, and what is lang in? It's basically language. En stands for English. Okay, the next tag is head. Let me just remove this body here, or let's keep this body for now. Let's remove it. Let's not get confused. And I'm going to remove these as well. Let's keep only title. What is head here? Okay, cool. So for example, let me Google Duolearn. Okay, let me Google Duolearn. If I Google Duolearn, what do you get here? Okay, what is this thing here? Duolearn, a collaborative platform. Duolearn is a collaborative learning platform. I mean, these details, right? But if let's say I click on this link, and if I open the website, can you find that text here? Can you find this text? Let me Google again. Okay, tell me if you can find this text here. Duolearn is a collaborative learning platform. Can you guys find this text anywhere here? No, right? You guys can find this text, right? See, that's the beauty of head tag. The head tag here is like a metadata. Okay, it's not like what do you say? It's not visible to the user on the website, but it is used to look up information about your website. Okay, it gets you all the information about the website. Okay, so when you Google Duolearn, you got all these views, right? Sorry, all these details on the website, right? So that's what it is. Okay, that's due to the head tag. And you see this Duolearn, a collaborative learning platform, right? That's the title. Okay, that's the title tag here. Whatever you have title, you can see on the tab above. If I hover on that, I don't know if you can see this on my screen though, because it's kind of small, but you can actually see in the title. Okay, and that's what this title does. That's what the head tag is. Head tag will give you all this metadata. Okay, basically information that will help your website to appear on the Google when they search. Okay, not only Google, any website, but any browser, but this will help your website to get discovered basically. Okay, so what is meta tag then? What are these meta tag? So meta tag are like basically they are meta tags. Okay, metadata. Okay, so this char set defines what type of encoding you are using in your website. For example, since we're using English falls under UTF-8. Okay, UTF-8 encoding. What if you're using Japanese letters or Chinese letters, all those things? So for that, basically your browser need to support them, right? That's the reason we use encoding. For that, I think you have to use UTF-32 or something. Okay, that's what it is saying here. And what is this viewport? The next thing says viewport content device width initial scale 1.0. So what we are trying to say here is viewport stands for the amount of screen visible on the screen. Okay, for example, here you can see this whole thing is visible for you, right? That's the viewport. And then we are saying it, the viewport width will be equal to the device width. Okay, that's what we're saying. Okay, the viewport width will be equal to the device width. Okay, and next thing is you have some HTML equivalent. You can just ignore that, that's fine. Okay, and have you guys heard about something called SEO? Okay, SEO, yeah. So SEO is actually highly dependent on these meta tags. Okay, the amount of customization, customization that you do with these meta tags, the SEO level increases. Of course, it's dependent on many other factors, but one of the most dependent factor is meta tags as well. Okay, so meta tags defines the metadata for your website. If that metadata is actually used for discovering. Okay, basically if the user search for your website, you have to make sure that your website land on the top of the search, right? That's what the meta tag will helps you to do. There are so many things that will help to improve SEO, but one of the important thing is meta tag. Okay, cool. Now let's look at body. Okay, now whatever you add inside the body, I've zoomed in, right? Do you have to zoom in more? I think this should be fine. Is this fine? Okay, right. What is body then? So whatever you write inside the body is actually visible on the screen. You can see I'll write, hey guys. You can see it appeared here, right? It appeared here. Hey guys, let me zoom in here as well. I don't know. Okay, this thing that doesn't allow me to zoom. That's great. Seriously, that's great. Nope, there's no option to zoom in here. Right, we got hey guys here, right? So now let's just try to add some more tags here. Let's try h1 hello. Okay, so you can see we got hello. What is this h1 and why are we writing everything like this? So basically this is syntax. Okay, this is called markup language. Okay, markup. HTML stands for hypertext markup language. Okay, this angular bracket inside that body, and then we are closing it. All these things are syntax. Okay, so this is called as tag. Okay, this is called as tag, and this is called as closing tag. So this is opening tag and this is closing tag. So for all HTML element, you have to open a tag, add your data, and then close the tag. Okay, but here you can see there is an exception. Here we have opened the tag, but we didn't close it anywhere, but we added a slash here. So these types of tags are known as self-closing tags. Okay, they close themselves. Okay, but here you need a closing tag, explicit closing tag. Okay, what about Python bootcamp? For now there is no plans for Python bootcamp, guys, but we'll definitely, if there is a lot of demand, we'll definitely try to look into it. Okay, cool. Okay, so again, HTML stands for hypertext markup language. So markup is nothing but a way of defining a document. For example, here is a text, right? And let's say I add one more text. Word. So this is a document. In this document, what do I have? I have text, right? And the document can have anything. It can have image, it can have videos, it can have paragraphs or anything, right? And the way of displaying these documents is called markup. For example, let me just add one more thing. Let me just make this as h2. Okay, let's do, and you can see this word is smaller than the hello now, right? H1 is bigger than H2, right? And you can see, but they both are text. They both are text, but the appearance is different here, right? Okay, hello is bigger than world here, but why? Because word is H2, hello is H1. But you can see, but they both are text. This is what markup is. Markup is like, it provides this syntax that helps you to customize the appearance of the content in your document. So in our document, what are the contents that we have? We have hello and world. We have two words, that is hello world, in our document. Those are the contents. And then we are using markup language to alter how they appear on the screen. Okay, that's what HTML is, hypertext markup language. Okay, so that's what markup language is. Okay, again, there is this question, right, whether HTML is a programming language or markup language. So it's not a programming language. Okay, why? Because you cannot declare an array, you cannot declare variable, you cannot write logic, right? All you can do is, we'll have some content in the document, and you you basically style them while appearing. That's what markup language does. So it's not a programming language, guys. Do not misunderstand, or do not also involve in this debate. Okay, I see a lot of people in these comments, right, whether it's Twitter or LinkedIn, when people say, oh, HTML is a programming language, people start swarming in the comment, like with their own version of stupid stupid responses, guys. It's just very dumb to being involved in that. Do not be that type of people, please, because that question itself is silly, and that the person who is posting it, he just wants publicity, that's all. Okay, so do not actually encourage those things. Okay, just try to think about it. Okay, it's just markup language where you cannot write any logic. Okay, can you declare an array here? Can you declare a variable? No. Can you write a loop? No. It's just we have some text here, and when we're modifying it to appear in a different way, that's all, right? So that's HTML. Okay, so similarly, H1 and H2, we have like up till H6, H1, H2, H3, H6. So what is this H1, H2, H3? Heading. So if you open up your book, right, let's say open up your textbook or any book that you're reading, you'll have main heading that is in a bigger and bolder in text, and then paragraphs. Okay, and then a small heading, and then a paragraph, right? Have you observed that? That's what here is. H1 stands for very big text. Okay, let me see if I can get any book. Okay, I don't have any online books, so I cannot show you though. But I do have a physical book next to me, but I cannot show it to you like this in a camera, though. I don't think it will be really good. But I think you can visualize it, right? Visualize a book, okay? Any book that you've read. Okay, you'll have a very big title, then you have a small heading that's in bold, and then you have paragraphs. And then you'll have an heading, and then you have a paragraph, and then image, all these things, right? That's what H1 is. H1 is a heading. Heading 1 is level 1, like a bigger one. Heading 2 is like a level 2, a slightly smaller. Heading 3 is a level 3, slightly smaller than H2, something like that. Okay, that's what these guys are. Now let's look at paragraph, like how to declare a paragraph. So we'll say P, again close the tag here, don't forget to close the tag. We'll say, hey guys, this is a paragraph. Okay, now we can see the appearance. Look at the appearance. Heading is in bold, right? Heading is in bold, but the paragraph is not bold. It's common, right? It's common. Exactly like Wikipedia, something like that. You can, yeah, great example. Wikipedia is a great example, right? Paragraph. It's like a normal text. Okay, this is what paragraphs is. Okay, now let's try to add an image. Okay, let's try to write a a good. Let's go to Wikipedia. Let's go to Wikipedia. Let's go to Wikipedia and try to get some. Okay, it's asking to search. Let's search some. I don't want this. Yeah, let's just okay, there's no paragraph here. Anything that we can search. Come on, guys, any word. Let's search for Iron Man. Okay, just something flew in my mind, I just added it. Cool. Okay, you can see the example here, right? Heading, paragraph, right? Again, let's stick again. Heading, paragraph. This can be H1 and this is H2. Okay, and this is H3. Okay, this can be H3. Okay, so now what we'll do is, let's just try to recreate this in our website. Okay, So we'll copy this publication history. We'll come back to our code. We'll add h1 for that. We'll say h1 paste this publication history. Okay, we got it. And then we'll have another h2. We'll copy this premiere, paste it here. Okay, so we got premiere as well. Now let's copy this paragraphs. So what do you do for paragraph? P tag. So we say P, close P first, and then add the text. Okay, that's a pretty good way to remember that you need to close it. Okay, so now we can see we have all these things. Again, that's a pretty good point, Vimal. Oh, my webcam is blocking the code. Let me do one thing. Let me close my webcam for some time, because this software is pretty weird. It doesn't let me do much customization. So I'm gonna close this. Oops. Okay, I think I closed everything. Did I close my webcam? No. Okay, yeah, great. This should be fine. Great. Okay, I'm still here, guys. Okay, just I closed my webcam. All right. Okay, so you can see now we have a good view, right? We have h1, we have h2, and then we have paragraph. Okay, and then one guy Vimal here in the chat made a pretty good point. H1 is important for SEO purpose. It is, but also the another important point is following a structure. Okay, h1, h2, and paragraph. Pretty good structure. And the one thing that you should not do is it should not be something like this. You should not write h2 and h1 inside h2, something like this. It's a pretty bad. Okay, see now this one, right, now we can see I've added h1 inside h2, but it turned out to be h1, right? But this is pretty bad. Okay, you should not do this. Okay, always follow the structure properly. Okay, right, so that's great. Now we have a paragraph of Iron Man. Okay, yeah, I mean it's for temporary purpose, right? So CodePen, Code Sandbox, anything should be fine for now. Okay, and cool. So now we have paragraph. We know how to write heading, we know how to write paragraph. Let's see how to make things bold. Okay, so let's say I'm gonna make this Marvel Comics as bold. For that we'll use a tag called strong. Okay, close the strong, add this here. Okay, now we can see Marvel Comics is actually bold. Okay, Marvel Comics is bold. Okay, that's great. Okay, and we also have one more tag that's called M. Okay, EM. So let's try that. EM. Let's see what it does. It actually, okay, here you go. I don't know if you guys can see the difference here, but it actually turns it into italic. I don't know if you guys know what italic is. It's like, you know, cursive letter. Okay, it will be like slant in this way. Okay, like a cursive letter. Okay, so this is EM tags would convert that into italic format. Okay, cool. So this is like a basic HTML thing. Let's try to add an image. Okay, let's try to add an image. Let's just go and get an Iron Man image. Let's search for Iron Man images. Okay, and let's go to image tab. We'll get this one, copy image address. Yes, this should be fine. Come back to the code, and to add an image, what you have to do is you have to call img tag. Okay, and then image is a self-closing tag, guys. Okay, image is a self-closing tag. Okay, and then we'll say src. Okay, src stands for source, like where is this image coming from, what is the source of this image. That's what src is. And then you open a double quotes and then add the link. Okay, open double quotes, add the link. And then we have to add one more attribute here called alt. Okay, alt stands for alternative. Okay, it's just you have to provide what is this image. Okay, we'll say Iron Man image. Iron Man image. The reason we need this is because in case if your image is not available, or if in case there was problem loading up your image, this text will appear. To prove that, let me just make this link invalid. I mean, just add some random text so that this link will become invalid. And if I save this, right, if I save this, you can see the image was not able to load because the link is invalid, and we got this text here called Iron Man image. So this says that, hey, the image was not, I was not able to load the image. Okay, but here is this is what the image was supposed to be, Iron Man image. Okay, something like that. Okay, so we remove the, we'll just modify the link again so that we're able to load the image. That's great. Okay, that's great. Okay, so now let's see how to update these website in a CSS. Okay, so we have a very basic website here, and I know there are a lot of HTML tags, guys, I know that, but we'll be looking into a lot of tags eventually. Okay, when you like start with JavaScript, we learn about some more tags. When you start with React, we learn about some more tags. Okay, for now let's keep it really basic. Okay, yeah, that's a very good point, Shailesh. You can see, if you see Shailesh's message here on chat, he says like also for blind people. So the thing is, it's called accessibilities. Okay, what is accessibility? For example, I mean, we are all cool, right? We can see, we can touch, we can feel the colors, but there are some disabled people, some people who cannot see the screen, some people cannot read what it is, some people might be colorblind, all these stuff. And accessibility is a process or a methodology of making your website accessible for them as well. Okay, using colors, where people who are colorblind can actually differentiate between the different colors in your website. And using this alt text would help these blind people to know what is this image. Okay, they'll be using the screen readers. Okay, screen reader will go through each and every line of your code and explain those things for the blind people, and they can understand, okay, there's an image, and the image is of Iron Man. Okay, they'll understand that because screen reader will tell them that, hey, I found the image and it is an Iron Man image. Okay, that's what accessibility is. Okay, it's really important to have this. Okay, pretty good point. Great. Now let's take a look at CSS. Let's see how to add a CSS. Okay, and there are three types of CSS. Okay, there are three ways of adding CSS. The first one is inline. Let me write down here, inline. Okay, second one is internal. Okay, third one is external. Just give me a second, guys. Hi, sorry for that, guys. Okay, so there are three ways of creating CSS. Like, one is inline, external, and then internal CSS. So let's look at what these things are. Okay, so first one is inline. So let's see how to write an inline CSS. Okay, let's say I want to make this publication history red color. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write an attribute called style. Okay, and then I'm gonna say color, right? So this is attribute. Okay, this is the attribute, this is the value. Okay, so now we can see this turned red. That's great. Now I'm gonna add one more thing. I'm gonna say style color blue. So now we can see this turned blue. Okay, this is what inline style, and you should 99% you should avoid using this. Okay, in your whole development career, if you are working on front end part or full stack dev, try to avoid this 99% of the time. This is really bad. Okay, so let's remove this. Okay, but this is the internal CSS. You can also write CSS in this way as well. Okay, let's remove this. All right, so that's what inline CSS. Sorry guys, it's inline CSS. Okay, now what is internal CSS? What is internal? Internal inside the file. So if you go to head tag, inside the head tag, you can create you can declare an element called style. Okay, style, and then you can start writing CSS here. Okay, so first you have to select an element. Okay, so let's select h1. In order to select h1, we say h1. Okay, and then we have to write styles for that, right? We have to declare what type of color we need. We need a background, we need border, or what type of other properties we need. We have to define all of these things, and you need to group them. So in order to group them, we open up a block tag here. Okay, we can open up a block tag, and inside that we start writing our our CSS here. Okay, so what is the difference between tags and attribute? So tags are like the HTML tags, okay, the syntax of HTML, and attributes are like giving them some properties. For example, you know function in Java, function in any programming language, right? You know functions, and in order to customize the function, you guys use parameters. Remember, take up any language that you know, C, C++, Java, Python, whatever it is. You declare function and accept values from user. So you write parameters for that. These attributes are something like parameters, okay, for HTML. So h1 here, coming back to style. Why should we avoid inline? I'm going to explain that. I didn't actually touch that, but I'll explain that. I'm going to just cover internal and external. I'll explain, then I'll compare all these three. I'll explain it. Okay, so h1 here. So we selected h1 and then we are grouping all the styles with a block tag, and here we'll write color red, okay, and then I'm going to say background color black. Again, reasons to avoid inline, I'll explain. Just let me finish the internal and external. I'll compare all these three and I'll tell you why you should avoid it. Okay, so now we can see we added two styles and then we grouped it under a block and we selected h1, and here we can see we are getting the style. Okay, so declaring it this way is known as internal CSS. Okay, and there are a couple more selectors. Like you can also use things called classes. So let's say what is class. So you have to define a property here, attribute called class, and then we'll just say heading. Okay, heading. Okay, so now you can actually call this heading, you can select it. Okay, we'll say heading. Okay, we'll say heading and we'll use the same styles. Let me remove this. Okay, did this work? It didn't work. Why? Because right now this CSS is trying to find an HTML element that is known as heading, but he's adding an HTML element. No, it's a class element, so you have to have a dot here in before that. So that's when CSS will understand that it's actually looking for a class. Now it finds a class called heading and applies all these styles, and you can see it is appearing now. Okay, so this is what class-based selectors. Okay, class-based selectors. The previous one was element-based selectors. Okay, right, got it. Now let's look at external CSS now. Okay, so this is how you write internal CSS. Now let's look at external CSS. For that you have to create a file. Okay, so let me create a file. You can either right click. Oh, okay, so you cannot right click though. So you have to select this file icon here called new file. Select that and let's just say style.css. Okay, style.css, and here we'll copy paste the same thing. Heading color, we'll copy paste that. Okay, and we'll remove this one here. Okay, remove that. Okay, so make sure you have style.css. You can have file name of anything. Okay, yeah, dot representation is for a class. Okay, yes, so you can have this name, you can have pawan.css or your own name.css. okay, but at the end .css is really important. Okay, that's what the file extension is. Okay, now we copy pasted the heading style here. Now we'll go back to our HTML. Again, inside the head tag, okay, again inside the head tag, write this. We have to import it. Okay, so right now the CSS is in a separate file. Okay, now we have to link our HTML with the CSS that we have written in a different file. Okay, so we'll be linking them. So we'll say link. Okay, we'll say link rel style sheet. Okay, link rel style I think it's style sheets. Let's see. Okay, style sheets, and then href. Okay, href stands for hyper reference. Okay, so here we'll say style.css. Oh, I think it's style sheet. Oh yeah, it's singular guys. Style sheet, not style sheets. Style sheet. I'm gonna copy paste this if you guys want in the chat. Okay, yeah, I'll come to the idea as well, don't worry. Okay, so you can see here we have successfully imported or linked our CSS that's in a separate file, and now we can see our CSS was able to pick up the class name called heading and it's applying the styles already. Okay, so this is called external CSS. Okay, external CSS. Right. Now let's see how to. There's one more way of. To be honest, guys, there are a lot of way of selecting CSS. Okay. Right now, CSS has been evolved so far where you can select from anything. Okay. You can select from class. You can select from ID. You can select from element. Okay. And let's say you're writing custom attribute here. Let's say Pavan equals web dev. Okay, let's say this is a custom element, the attribute that I'm writing. You can also select from this one as well. Okay, that's also possible. Okay, so CSS has evolved so far where you can select in any manner you want. Okay, so with that said, now addressing your doubts that you guys had, why do we have to avoid inline CSS? Right? Why do you have to avoid inline CSS? Let me tell you why. The reason is maintainability. So first thing is, when you write inline css browser when it okay, let's just see how this whole thing is rendered. Okay, since I'm not writing the code, I'm going to just turn on my webcam here. All right. Okay, so okay, when you submit this HTML file to a browser, what happens is browser goes to each and every line you have written. Okay, it goes to each and every line you have written, and then if you have written inline CSS, it has to simultaneously apply styles. Okay, but that's actually fast. Okay, it's actually fast when you do it that way. Inline CSS is actually fast. Okay, it doesn't have to load your CSS, it doesn't have to parse your CSS. Everything is available in the same line itself. So let's say this browser is going through your body tag, then it comes by h1 tag. So h1 tag has class, and then h1 tag has inline styles defined. Okay, so it's very easy for browser to parse your tags as well as apply styles. Okay, it will do in jiffy. But why do you have to avoid it? It's because your code becomes so messed up, it's very hard to maintain it. Okay, and imagine writing CSS for every single element that you have written. For example, here we have h1, we have h2, we have p, and then we have image. Imagine writing styles for every single element, and imagine repeating it in every single section. Let's say you are doing the same thing, you are adding the same content elsewhere, and you need the same styles. So with inline CSS, you cannot reuse it. You have to redo it every single time. You have to copy paste every single time. I mean, copy pasting is easy, right? Just Control V, Control C, Control V. But think about maintainability. Think about how your code looks. Let's say you push it to GitHub and your colleague would have to take a look at it. Think about that person's situation, seeing that all messed up code with a lot of styles defined in the same line. So it's pretty messed up, right? So that's the reason there are we, yeah, we also cannot reuse. That's what. So it's very very important to avoid it. Of course, there are some cases where you might need to use it. It's fine, but follow this principle. If your inline css is taking more than 3 css property, then don't write it. Create a separate class for it. Okay, let's say you're inline css, in inline css you're writing color, background color, border. Okay, 3 is fine. But if you're going more than 3, don't use inline css. Okay, remove them. Okay, remove it completely, add a class name to it, and then write in a separate css file, either inline or internal or external. Write in a separate class. Okay, follow this. Okay, because there might be some cases where you might need to do it. Okay, you might need to use inline css. So it's very much required to follow this. If it's taking more than 3 css property, do not use inline css. Okay, go with either internal. I would prefer you go with external because it's pretty good way of maintaining your css. Okay, separately, and HTML separately. But if you are just dealing with small web page or small document, and if you're using internal, it's fine. Okay, but if your inline css is exceeding more than 3 properties, go with inline internal or external. Create a class, go with it. Okay, right. All right, guys, so if you guys have any question, you can drop it right now. Meanwhile, I'll get my team to prepare for the attendance QR code. So meanwhile, if you guys have any questions, you can drop it in the chat. All right, guys, the attendance link is getting ready. So meanwhile, if you guys have any questions, you can, drop it in the chat. We'll talk. It's not about just the class. If you guys have any other questions, you can drop it as well. So we can, interact. Inline CSS is used for overriding the external CSS. Yeah. Basically, you can also use to override, because it's how the whole structure, right? So initially, you will load up the external CSS, then external CSS, you'll have internal CSS. Okay, if you do internal CSS, then it will override the external, and if you have inline, it will override the internal, something like that. How much JavaScript you need to learn React framework? Just the basics is fine, like how to declare variables, how to deal with loops, array methods like map, filter, and async JavaScript like async await promises. This should be fine. Okay, how do web developer connect the HTML code with this? I did show you here, right? This is how. Link rel style sheet href. Yeah, here it is. I'm actually highlighting the code, line number 8. This is how they connect HTML code with external CSS. Actually, it's the other way. You connect external CSS with HTML code. Okay. Which technology would you prefer for full stack dev? I would prefer JavaScript based tech stack for web development, because you don't have to learn multiple languages or anything, but also it depends on requirement. So if you're getting started, I would suggest you go with MERN stack, React, Node.js. Okay, but if you are experienced dev and if you have a certain set of requirement, then I would suggest you to go to assess the requirement first and use the appropriate tech stack. Okay. How in real time? Like in real time, like I didn't get you. Like how we work in web development, like basically building a project. If that's what you meant, then basically this is how we do. Okay, we just import everything in a foundation file. We'll actually see that in React. We'll have a index.js file where we import everything. That's how we'll do. Okay. Can you explain something about Flex in CSS? Actually, I'll do that. But for this is a basic introduction, so I didn't touch that. But as I told you, we look into Flex and grids as well when we actually build the whole portfolio website. Okay. What type of projects we should be building web development? It's up to you though. You can start from basics and build some advanced project as well. Like I actually to address these type of questions, right? What I did is to help you guys out here. We are building a free project platform where you can just log in and you can get a list of projects that you want to build. Okay, you can choose whether you want a beginner type project or you want a bit of difficulty level. Okay, do you want an easy project or do you want to build a hard level project? So you can choose and build up on that. So I would suggest if you are getting started, start with portfolio, start with a to-do list or something. But if you know full stack development, then start building this e-commerce website like Amazon, integrate payment gateways, try to build data intensive application, like data going from backend to front end, going from database to APIs, interacting with public APIs, private APIs, adding Google authentication, adding basically authentication with normal email password as well as Google Auth, Facebook Auth, something like that. Yeah, this applies for skills for web dev intern as well. Okay, yeah, men stack using next step. That's funny. Is React booming in IT field? Yes, it is. It is. React is amazing. Thank you, son. Why are you sorry? No, why are you sorry? Actually, your message has been deleted, so I don't know what did you ask though. Like, don't be sorry for asking questions, guys. Come on. Again, a good developer ask a lot of questions. Okay, don't worry about whether it's a beginner level or whatever the category they're going to put in. Question is a question. Okay, don't try to put it in a category. Okay, this is a valid question. This makes sense. It doesn't make sense. Don't worry about it. If you want to ask, just drop a message. Don't worry about it. Do we have any notes? You will get it, but I need some time for that. Okay, as I told you, whatever we are doing here for whole 6 days, this will be created in this will be made a written project as well with written notes, and then this will be uploaded in our project platform. Okay, you can visit over there. Okay, I'll let you know if you are if you guys are in the group, you will actually get in sync with this. Okay. How many ways are there for web development like technologies? A lot of ways. Okay, it depends on like what type of application you're building, web, mobile, hybrid, or whatever. So there are a lot of ways. Yeah. If this lecture will be available, it will be recorded, so you can actually view this again. Let me just check if I got the QR code. I think I do. Let me get it for you guys. Okay, guys. So here is the QR code. Okay, let me download this. All right. All right. Let me make this bigger. Oops. Wait. 1 second. I'll answer your question, guys. I'll answer your questions. 1 second. Okay, guys. So here is the attendance QR code. Meanwhile, let me just take a look at your questions now. Can you share the link of project video, sir? As I told you, it's not a project video, it's a project platform. You can get a list of projects, you'll get a list of notes available, and you can follow it to develop. Okay, I'll share the link. Okay, it's still in development, but we'll share it as soon as possible. Okay, I think maybe this week or next week it will be out. Okay, it will be live. I would suggest you guys. Okay, wait. There is one more thing. Before scanning the QR code, please join the Discord group, because you have no idea like how amount of networking we do there. Let me show you one thing. In our Discord, we have this channel called Today I Learned. Okay, this Today I Learned, where we post a lot of things. Okay, for example, I myself, I am very interested in blockchain tech, so I do a lot of research on many other protocols. So whatever I do, I keep dropping a summary of that, and many other people do. Okay, so for example, here these are the people who actually started working on few things, and then this one guy learned React, and then he was able to drop a summary of that. Similarly, I learned something, I'll drop a summary of that. This creates a healthy environment, like a learning environment. Okay, so please join our Discord. It's not only about this learning. We have a lot of section, like we have books. So if you are reading any books, it might be programming or non-programming or fiction or whatever it is. Okay, you can scan it with Google Lens or something. Okay, you guys need link for attendance. Let me just get the link. Let me see. Let me check the link. Let me just check. 1 sec. Okay, this thing is not okay. It's scanning. All right, guys. I'm sharing the link with you. Right. Let me get the link now. Just give me a sec, guys. Again, I won't be able to drop it here in the chat, because I want only people here to fill the attendance. I don't want anyone else to just get the link directly without actually coming to the class. So I'm going to show this whole thing in the I'm going to just show this link to you on the screen. What you can do is you can actually take a screenshot of that. Okay, and yeah, 1 sec. Yeah, you can take a screenshot of that, and then you can just you use Google Lens, or you can just type the link. Or you know what, just take the link, guys. It's fine. I don't want to be so strict with you guys. So here also link for Discord. Yes. It's in the description as well, but cool. I'll drop it here, no problem. Let me just make this non-expiring. Generate new link. Yeah, here you go. Okay, so as I told you, please join the Discord, because that's where the real networking happens. Okay, because in WhatsApp is just announcement only. You guys cannot interact with us. So in Discord, if you have any issues, it's either to this project or any of your project. Okay, it might be any of your project. Just drop a message. We'll help you out. Okay. I would like to apply for the Product Hacker Full Stack Intern. I think it's available on the website though. You can take a look at it. It's like basically you will be helping us build our edtech platform. Okay, a collaborative edtech platform. Our tech stack is in MERN stack with Next.js, and then GraphQL with Hasura. Okay, so you'll be the backend stack is Hasura and GraphQL. The front end is with Next.js and TypeScript. And there are some questions. Create a channel in Discord for nodes where everyone can access easy. Yeah, you can. There are a lot of channels. Okay, there are full stack. There are React, Node.js, Blockchain, everything. There are many many channels available. How to set the dimension of image? You can use height and width. Okay. Which website for building projects? I'll be sharing that. Okay, so just give me like 1 week this week and mid of next week, you will get it. Okay, you'll get all the details. Okay, you guys will be the first community members to access our project platform, and it's completely free and open, and we'll be open sourcing that as well. Okay, yeah, some mini project ideas. Exactly, that's what the whole website is. I know, like, I have, like, you won't believe me, guys, there are a lot of people who ask me this, like we want to build something, like, help me out with this, give me an idea. That's the reason what we did was that we compiled down many ideas, and then we are actually putting that on the project platform. Okay, and not only ideas, you also have, if you go inside that idea, you'll get a notes as well, like what to build and how to build it. Okay, you can follow that. And also, a full stack developer is worth learning because I know it's code Java. Yeah, don't worry about whether it's worth or not. Okay, do not depend on people saying like, hey, don't do this, do that, do this, do that. Don't depend on people like that. Okay, like, if that seems interesting to you, okay, try it out. Okay, try it for 1 week. Okay, follow this. If full stack seems to be interesting to you, just try it for 1 week, and after 1 week, evaluate whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, drop it. Okay, if you like it, continue it. Okay, more or less, you'll use 1 week of time. That's all. Okay, but if you listen to other people, right, if you listen to their opinions, right, you have to overthink. Okay, you start overthinking it, so you lose a lot of time and mental peace as well. So if you feel something is interesting, just try 1 week. Okay, just take a course or something, a YouTube course or Udemy course, just try it for 1 week, and if you enjoy it, if you love it, pursue it, or else drop it. Okay, guys, learning a new tech is not bad. Okay, it's always useful. Okay, but just make sure that you're interested in that. Do not just fall for it because there is a hype around it, or just some influencer in Twitter or Instagram told you to do so, or you're seeing your friend who's doing the same thing. Okay, don't do it because of that. If you like it, do it. Okay, again, spend 1 week in that. If you like it, pursue it, or else drop it. And some other question, attendance link, where can I get the code? Oh, okay, scan the code. You can use Google Scan. And Discord link, shared it. So can you brief what is Sandbox? You mean this code Sandbox? It's like an online editor. Okay, I could have used VS Code, but again, you guys will start asking like, what is the extension you use? What is the theme you use? What is the setup you use? All these questions. So since it's the first class, I wanted to be for the whole syllabus part. Okay, for the academic part here. So that's the reason I use online editor. Okay, and can you brief? Yeah, as I told you. Cool. So all right, guys, it's 8 p.m. So any more questions that you guys have? Any questions, guys? I'm really thank you so much for joining though. I know it's Monday. You guys have so much work to do. Either if you're in college, you'll have college work. Of course, it's Monday. If you are in work, I know you guys have to work, and but even regardless of those things, you are here. So thank you so much for that. So is that we have a good number of React-based company in our country? Oh, you have a lot of amazing people who are working on React. Don't just think. Don't. I mean, if you actually, if to be honest with you, once you actually get into a tech industry, right, you'll actually see it for real. Okay, right now, before getting into tech, there is a lot of hype. Okay, people say like, hey, don't do React, don't do web, you won't get any jobs. But just get into tech and then see it for yourself. You'll actually see so many jobs available for React, so many things that's actually interesting about React. There are a lot of things even I want to learn in React. I have my list of that. Okay, so there are so many companies hiring for React. There are so many startups who are coming up with so many innovative solutions, and they're using React because React is amazing. React is user friendly. I mean, developer friendly, to be honest. And then many people know React. Okay, it's very easy to get started. So that's the reason. How to use div? Will that as I told you, there are so many things that I didn't actually touch right now because I wanted to be really simple today. We'll look into so many things when we actually jump into the developing the portfolio. Was eagerly waiting for this workshop. Same here. Okay. All right. Can you provide your LinkedIn ID? Definitely. Why not? Why not? Okay, it's still loading. Great. Why is this slow today? I think because of the streaming, right? Right. There you go. My LinkedIn. All right. Tomorrow we'll be learning about JavaScript. Okay. I think either I will take the class or Dave will take the class. Dave is also one of a co-founder at Duolearn. He will take the class. Okay. Hey Pavan, can we use React and Python together? You can. You can. Don't worry about it because React is a front end. Okay. Python you'll be using for backend, right? So you can pair React with Node.js, Python, or Go, Rust, anything you guys want. The only thing is you guys build an API or a web server out of it and then plug in those APIs with React. That's all. Okay. Time for attendance. I've sent the link. Let me send it again. Oops, wait. Where is the link? Oh yeah, it is here. Here you go. Okay, sir, it takes how many months to be a front-end developer? I would say 2 months. If you're only targeting front-end, I would say 2 months. 2 months is sufficient. I mean, if you consistently like learn about it for at least 1 or 2 hours every day, consistently, okay. If you're just learning only in weekends, then I would say like 4 months. If you're doing it every day, like Monday to Saturday, right? Every day 1 or 2 hours, I would say 2 months is really enough. Only front end, not full stack, only front end. Okay. Any more questions, guys? All right, then it's already 8:04, so let's end the session here. So thank you so much, guys, for joining. So tomorrow we'll meet at the same time, 7 p.m. We'll look into